Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, it is both an honor and a profound responsibility to stand before an American audience, a nation shaped by movement, movement across oceans, movement across frontiers, movement of ideas, rights, innovation, and imagination. From the first footsteps on unfamiliar shores to the rockets launched beyond our atmosphere, the story of America has always been a story of motion. Not merely physical motion, but intellectual motion, moral motion, technological motion, spiritual motion. Tonight, however, I invite you to think bigger than borders, bigger than nations, bigger than history. I invite you to think cosmically, because long before there was an America, long before there was humanity, long before there was Earth, there was motion. The universe did not begin with stillness. It began with expansion. Everything that exists, every mountain, every river, every skyscraper, every human dream, emerged from movement. And that movement has never stopped. We live in a culture that often equates stability with success. We want steady careers, stable markets, predictable futures, solid ground. But what if stability is not the ultimate truth of existence? What if motion is? Consider this. The ground beneath us feels firm, yet it floats in space. The sky above us feels empty, yet it is alive with radiation, particles, and gravitational forces. Even the atoms that make up this building vibrate constantly. Stillness is comforting, but it is rarely real. And perhaps this illusion of stillness is what creates our deepest fears. We fear change because we believe stability is the natural order. We fear uncertainty because we mistake it for disruption. But when we look outward, truly outward, we discover something transformative. The universe has never been static. Not once. Galaxies are forming, stars are dying, new planetary systems are being born, space itself is stretching in all directions. And within this grand, ongoing expansion, here we are, conscious, reflective beings capable of asking questions about it. That fact alone should humble us, but it should also empower us. Because if the universe is in motion, and we are made of the same elements as the stars, then motion is not something happening around us. It is something happening through us. Tonight is not simply about astronomy. It is not merely about physics or cosmology. It is about perspective. It is about recognizing that the same force that drives galaxies to spin also drives civilizations to evolve, cultures to shift, and individuals to grow. It is about understanding that change is not a threat to existence. Change is existence. And perhaps most importantly, it is about asking ourselves a question that matters deeply in this moment in history. If motion is the fundamental law of the cosmos, how should we move? With fear, or with courage, with division, or with unity? With hesitation, or with bold imagination? The universe does not pause to debate whether it should expand. It expands. The stars do not ask whether they should shine. They shine. And so tonight, as we explore the universe in motion, I invite you not only to look outward, but inward. Because this is not just a scientific story. It is our story. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, tonight I invite you to step outside the boundaries of this room. Step beyond the city lights. Step beyond the horizon. Step beyond the sky itself. I invite you to imagine something vast, something ancient, something alive with movement. Because the truth is this: nothing in our universe is still. Not the stars, not the oceans, not the earth beneath your feet, not even you. We are participants in a grand cosmic dance, whether we realize it or not. The illusion of stillness. Right now, as you sit in your chair, you may feel perfectly still, calm, grounded, motionless. But that is an illusion. The Earth is spinning at roughly 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. It is orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. Our solar system is orbiting the center of the Milky Way at about 514,000 miles per hour. And our galaxy itself is moving through the universe at over 1,000,000 miles per hour. You are not sitting still. You are hurtling through space. And yet, here we are, calm, balanced, breathing. Motion is not chaos. Motion is structure. Motion is harmony. Motion is life. 2. The cosmic beginning. Let us go back, far back. Nearly 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began with what scientists call the Big Bang. Not an explosion in space, but an expansion of space itself. From a state smaller than an atom, everything began to expand. Energy became matter. Matter became atoms. Atoms became stars. And those stars, through unimaginable pressure and heat, forged the elements. Carbon, oxygen, iron, gold, the atoms in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your veins. They were born in the hearts of stars. When those stars died, they exploded, scattering their elements across space. Those elements eventually formed new stars, planets, and one day, you. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe, rearranged into consciousness. The universe is not just around you, it is within you. 3. The Earth in motion. Now let us narrow our focus. Our planet, Earth. It is easy to think of Earth as solid and fixed, but Earth is dynamic. Continents drift, mountains rise, volcanoes erupt, oceans circulate, weather systems swirl, magnetic fields shift. Beneath our feet, tectonic plates move slowly but relentlessly. Over millions of years, they reshape the world. Change is not an exception in nature. Change is the rule. And if change is natural for planets, why do we resist it so fiercely in our own lives? Ivor, the rhythm of life. Look at life itself. Your heart beats in rhythm. Your lungs expand and contract. Your cells divide and renew. Even at the microscopic level, proteins fold, molecules vibrate, electrons move. Life is motion organized. When motion stops, life ends. The universe teaches us something profound. To live is to move. Growth is movement. Learning is movement. Forgiveness is movement. Progress is movement. Stagnation is not natural. America in motion. And now let us talk about this nation. The United States of America has never been static. From its founding ideals to its ongoing struggles for justice and equality, America has always been in motion. The abolition of slavery, the expansion of civil rights, women's suffrage, scientific breakthroughs, technological revolutions. This nation has been shaped by people willing to move, intellectually, morally, and socially. Motion requires courage. It is easier to remain still. It is harder to evolve. But evolution is the story of both the universe and this country. VIs. The courage to move. Motion is not always comfortable. Planets collide, stars explode, galaxies merge. In human terms, motion looks like disruption. It looks like uncertainty. It looks like risk. But consider this, every major advancement in history required someone to move beyond what was known. The Wright brothers moved humanity into the sky. Scientists moved us into the age of electricity, antibiotics, and space exploration. Civil rights leaders moved a nation toward justice. Progress begins with discomfort. If the universe had chosen stillness, there would be no galaxies. If humanity had chosen stillness, there would be no civilization. Siphon, the inner universe. There is another universe in motion, the one inside you. Your thoughts move, your beliefs evolve, your identity shifts over time. Think about who you were 10 years ago. You are not the same person. Your inner universe has expanded. The question is not whether change will happen. The question is whether you will move consciously or be moved unconsciously. Will you steer your trajectory or drift? 8. Time, the river of motion. Time itself is motion measured. Seconds pass, days turn into years, generations rise and fall. We often wish we could pause time, freeze a perfect moment, but imagine if time stopped. No growth, no healing, no second chances. Motion gives us redemption. Tomorrow exists because the universe refuses to stand still. The responsibility of motion. Here is where this becomes personal. If everything in the universe is moving, then we are not observers. We are participants. Every decision you make changes the trajectory of your life, and potentially someone else's. A kind word shifts someone's day. A courageous act shifts a community. A bold innovation shifts the world. Small movements accumulate. Just as gravity shapes galaxies over billions of years, small daily actions shape destiny. X, the fear of change. Why do we fear motion? Because motion introduces uncertainty. The unknown is uncomfortable. But remember, uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. Before every star formed, there was a cloud of uncertain gas and dust. Before every breakthrough, there was doubt. The universe does not wait for certainty to move forward. It expands anyway. Perhaps we should too. This is the interconnected dance. In space, nothing moves alone. Gravity connects everything. The moon influences the tides. The sun influences climate. Galaxies influence one another. Likewise, no human life is isolated. Your movement affects others. Your growth inspires others. Your fear can limit others. Your courage can liberate others. We are gravitational beings, pulling on one another in invisible ways. Innovation. Humanity's cosmic trait. Look at modern America. From Silicon Valley to NASA laboratories, from medical research centers to classrooms, humanity continues to move forward. Artificial intelligence, renewable energy, space exploration. We are now sending telescopes deeper into space than ever before. We are exploring Mars. We are decoding the human genome. Why? Because motion is in our nature. Curiosity is motion of the mind. 30. Crisis as catalyst. Some of the greatest leaps forward came after crisis. Wars led to technological revolutions. Economic hardship led to innovation. Pandemics led to scientific breakthroughs. Just as supernova explosions seed the universe with new elements, human hardship can seed growth. Pain can be propulsion. 15. Personal momentum. Let me ask you, where in your life have you stopped moving? Where have you settled for comfort over growth? The universe does not shrink back into its original point. It continues to expand. Your life deserves expansion too. Take the class, start the business, have the difficult conversation, forgive, apologize, dream again. Momentum builds with one step. XV, the legacy of motion. One day, each of us will leave this earth, but the motion we create, the influence, the love, the ideas, continues. Just as ancient starlight still travels across space long after the star itself has died, your impact can outlive you. What trajectory will you leave behind? 6. The awe of it all. Sometimes we need to pause, not to stop motion, but to appreciate it. Look at the night sky. Every star is moving. Every galaxy is spinning. Light is traveling across billions of years to reach your eyes. And in this vastness, you exist, not by accident, but as a natural outcome of cosmic motion. You are the universe becoming aware of itself. A call to action. So what do we do with this knowledge? We move. And now, as we reach the end of this reflection together, I want us to return to where we began, not to this room, but to the vastness beyond it. Picture the night sky. Somewhere above us, photons that began their journey millions, even billions of years ago, are still traveling. Light from stars that may no longer even exist is still crossing the cosmos. Motion outlives origin. Energy transforms, but it does not vanish. And in this moment, here in America, in this century, in this brief window of human history, we are part of that ongoing transformation. The universe has been in motion for 13.8 billion years. And yet, in that immense timeline, your lifetime matters, not because it stops the universe, but because it contributes to it. Every idea you create, every act of kindness you extend, every risk you take, every injustice you challenge, these are movements within the larger movement. We often feel small when we think about the cosmos, but small does not mean insignificant. An atom is small, yet it holds immense power. A single vote is small, yet it shapes nations. A single decision is small, yet it redirects a life. And here is the extraordinary truth. The universe evolves through countless small movements. Galaxies form particle by particle. Mountains rise inch by inch. Civilizations transform conversation by conversation. Motion does not require spectacle. It requires direction. So as you leave here tonight, I encourage you to rethink change. When your career shifts, remember the tectonic plates beneath the earth. When your beliefs evolve, remember the expanding universe. When your life feels uncertain, remember that uncertainty is the birthplace of stars. The universe has never feared becoming something new. Why should we? This country stands at moments of transformation, as it has many times before. Technology is accelerating. Social conversations are evolving. Global challenges demand creativity and cooperation. We can respond in one of two ways. We can cling to the illusion of stillness, or we can embrace the truth of motion. Because whether we accept it or not, the motion continues. The earth will keep spinning. The galaxies will keep drifting. Time will keep unfolding. The only choice we truly have is whether we move consciously, whether we move with wisdom, whether we move with compassion, whether we move together. Imagine what becomes possible when millions of individuals choose intentional motion toward understanding instead of division, toward innovation instead of stagnation, toward hope instead of fear. Imagine a society that aligns itself with the most fundamental principle of existence: forward movement. Not reckless movement, not destructive movement, but purposeful, courageous, ethical movement. The universe is not chaotic noise. It is structured expansion. Let our lives reflect that same harmony.